Tomorrow begins the National Hunger and Homeless Awareness Week. This is a national project. It goes November 16th to the 24th. It's co-sponsored by the National Coalition for Homeless and the National Student Campaign Against Hunger and Homelessness. And during this week, a number of schools and community organizations, cities take part in a nationwide effort to bring a greater awareness to the problems of hunger and homelessness. And I'm proud to say that Humboldt County is stepping up and we're doing a big part. So thank you again. In addition, in this room, the week is held at this time during the holidays because it's a time when the cold and the wet and the weather, along with Thanksgiving and Christmas, highlight the complex issues around prosperity and poverty. And it's also maybe a time when people's hearts are a little more able to be engaged. So we hope that that facilitates what we want to do here. The story and long history of homelessness in Humboldt County is in this room. I see people who have been on this trail for 30 years. And I am really happy that we have got some solutions that maybe we can start working on together to bring an end to our situation of homelessness here and find realistic solutions. It's interesting because in this room, oh yeah, the other thing I didn't say was, please turn off your cell phones and your noisy devices. Thank you. It's a good reminder. Thank you. Also, in this room, we have people who are experiencing or have experienced homelessness. We have advocates for homeless. We have service providers. We have people who were responsible for making laws and enforcing them that both helped and have harmed or criminalized the homeless population. This is a wonderful thing that we are all here to address what we can do together, face to face, in doing something successfully. How we got started in this or down this path was in, like many places, the Occupy movement, which brought a very visible face to our courthouse, a lot of people who were displaced and homeless, lots of arrests, lots of dysfunction. And people had nowhere to go. And, you know, many of us came before our political bodies and said, this isn't working. We need to do something else. And we stayed on that path. And in 2013, late in 2013, Jim Paquin, Deborah Carey, Kathy Anderson went up to Opportunity Village in Eugene and saw what was happening there, met Andrew, talked to Andrew, and when they came out of there, they said, Deborah said, we need to bring him to Humboldt County. And so we have. And we're very, very happy to say that. The people who are involved in AHHA, Jim and Deborah in particular, and have been champions. Jim and I and Deborah put some materials together, mostly Jim. Jim is like a little cook stove generating lots of packets of material, and I'm sure they've ended up in your boardrooms and things from time to time. But that was very helpful because it helped us put things together and make the case to the ACLU, which received a letter from Deborah with whom we met, and they were surprised because we had figures from the most recent point in time count that indicate, which was estimated to be an undercount by most people who were involved because of lack of volunteers, not enough training, not enough money, a lot of things. But still, it was estimated that we had about 1,600 homeless people, and in Humboldt County schools, through the County Office of Education, Foster and Homeless Youth Coordinator, and the school liaisons, that we had another 600 or so. Well, that's been ratcheted up to about 900, according to the Department of Education statistics. Now, it's been said in meetings I've been in recently for the point in time count, we may have as many as 2,200, maybe somewhere, homeless people. And we're going to be having another point in time count soon. I guess the point is that we're about to do it again, and we know the numbers will be high. But there's no doubt about it. And it's nearly winter. And we simply don't have affordable housing or accommodations. That's the issue. We don't have it. And so people have nowhere to go. and moving them from one place to another, or thinking that they will somehow disappear if we move them from one place to another, it doesn't work. There's nowhere to go, and there's no way to get safe, legal sleep. And there's no place to be. So we want to have places for them to be, and that's what we're about today. We have some suggestions and solutions, and we want to flesh out more. So we have a lot in store for us today. And now what I'd like to do is just take a moment of silence for all of us to gather the energy and the intention that many of us have been having for a long time, and focus that in this room on solutions, so that when we leave here, we can take the intentions and the solutions with us and begin working together in working groups with AHHA, or however you do that. You know, we're going to work on this together. So, you know, this is a critical moment. Not that there aren't other critical moments, but every moment seems critical when lives are at stake. And the weight of the situation and the responsibility to change it falls on every single member of our community, not just the people who provide services, not, you know, everybody. So especially those people who have the power to make the necessary changes. We're calling on you to ensure that our collective future is more humane. Okay, so let's just think for a moment. We intend to get results. That's what I intend. Okay. Thank you. I would like to introduce, or at least for people that don't know AHHA, the forum planners, the volunteers, could you all just make yourselves visible or wave or stand up, do something? Come on. You too. I think we must have people in the kitchen, because there we go. Don't be, thank you. Oh, I see some down on the floor. Okay. Thank you very much. This wouldn't have happened without you. So based on the point in time count, the ACLU asked the Board of Supervisors to declare a shelter crisis. And in your packet, you have information about the definition of a shelter crisis, and essentially when a significant number of people are not sheltered and their health and safety is affected, you can declare a shelter crisis. Under those conditions, you can use state legislation, SB2, to utilize zones that have been set aside as emergency shelter zones. And the benefit of that is that you can bend the codes and you don't have to follow the same guidelines to be able to do that. We did ask for those things, and we also went to the Human Rights Commission, and the Human Rights Commission, after deliberation and assessing the materials, also asked the Board of Supervisors to declare a shelter crisis. We didn't get, the Human Rights Commission didn't get a response from the Board of Supervisors, so this was back in February, the first letter. The second letter in April, the third letter more recently. We've not yet received a response from the Board of Supervisors, but I'm told that they're working on it. So this would be a good way to work on it. This is a great way to do other alternatives or to get some things moving that will help. But shelter crisis is certainly an important option. AHHA gathered the momentum, and we started becoming a little bit more formal. We sat down and we said, what is it that we believe in? What is it that we want to have happen? And that is basically for everybody to have a safe, legal place to live. And also that we as an organization wanted to provide information, education, and advocacy to anybody who wants to work towards alternatives and solutions. And we have been doing a lot of research. We've been meeting with people at the county and trying to understand land use and ordinances, and none of us have that expertise. So if you have expertise to share in how to do things, how to how to build or how to do whatever. We need all of that, and I'm sure after you hear Andrew, you'll be sparking with ideas about how you can fit into some of these alternatives. Anyway, the green sheet that you have there is the list of alternatives, and, oops, sorry. For those of you that don't have a packet, some of those are resident and nonprofit co-managed micro-housing villages using a variety of structures from 100 square feet up with community kitchens, gardens, restrooms, showers, and micro-businesses, various models of campgrounds in cars, in tents, in RVs, open tent camping, bike and ride, park and sleep, highlighting participant nonprofit co-managed camp sanctuaries throughout the county, located near enough to services for people to get what they need. You know, the Department of Health and Human Services has a great perspective about how important it is to get services to people in the communities where they originate, where they live, where they came from, so they could be close to their families and to the communities to help them be able to be more stable and reintegrated or claim their lives. And we feel that that's also true for sanctuary camps or other alternatives. Rest areas for people to come for legal safe sleep, open 24/7. We can also have warming stations. We can be an underused county and city parks, schools, vacant buildings, and private property. We had a long time ago, and there's some documents over here that you can look at that, to be reminded. The legislation was passed to establish sanctuary camps. Not sanctuary camps, sorry. Nomadic campgrounds, and we have guidelines for that, and that could be implemented. We could have hygiene stations, we could have youth camps, we could have lots of different things. It's all on that sheet. So anyway, what I would like to do is point you towards the community values page and take a minute to look at that when you have a chance. And Andrew's here to present his ideas and experience in implementing solutions. He's on the cutting edge. And before he speaks, we're going to see a 7-minute video. And after the video, Andrew will share his material with you and himself, which is a gift.
Well, thank you for the introduction, Nezzie, and thank you for the folks at AHHA for putting all this together, and thank you for all you coming out to see it.